And now we move on to China, where flash floods have ripped through the northern outskirts of Beijing. Torrents of brown water crashing through streets have swallowed cars, toppled infrastructure. Visuals showed entire neighborhoods turned into rivers, and mud, glass and debris scattered across what used to be busy streets. The worst hit areas are the northern districts of Beijing, Miyun, Haro and Yangqing. In Miyun, the district, the rain was relentless. 543 millimetres, almost Beijing's average annual rainfall, dumped in just a few days. At least 30 people have died across Beijing, and 28 of them in Miyun district alone. Residents in the Miyun district were seen picking up pieces after rains left a trail of destruction. Warehouses stood gutted, their interiors caked in mud and broken glass. For small business owners, this damage was unprecedented.
We didn't dare go in. Who would? You go in, it might all come down on you. This part here, luckily, was just beer crates. It was all stacked together, so even though the water hit hard, it didn't get too badly damaged. But still, a bunch of empty crates got washed away. Beer, condiments, drinks, we had 8 barrels in total, only 1 barrel's left. One of those big 1x3 barrels, super heavy. The black tea, green tea, all in big bottles, there were over a dozen crates. Altogether, probably more than 30 got swept away.
Everything is gone. Everything in the village is gone. No electricity, no water.
In Huairou, floods have damaged bridges. In some suburbs, rescuers have used plastic basins to transport villagers to safe areas. Over 80,000 people have been forced to flee due to the deadly flooding. In Miyun alone, 17,000 were evacuated. The challenges are massive. Dozens of roads have collapsed and over 100 villages remain without power or phone signal. Beijing issued its highest level flood alert on Monday. Schools, construction sites and tourist spots all shut. Authorities even had to release water from a reservoir in Miyun to make space for the incoming torrents. The horror isn't limited to Beijing. In eastern Hong Kong Island, the rains created a flash waterfall. Water poured down hillsides like a bursting dam, turning slopes into rivers. Take a look. The situation is not new. In 2023, Beijing saw its heaviest rainfall in 140 years. 33 people died back then. In 2012, devastating floods in Beijing and China's Hebei province claimed 145 lives. And now it's happening again. President Xi Jinping has called for an all-out effort to search and rescue those still missing. Chinese authorities have allocated $28 million for recovery efforts. The rains have stopped in Beijing as of now. Tourist sites in Beijing resumed operations, and the northern part of the country also ended a previous alert for rainstorms that was issued yesterday evening. But the damage from the storm is huge. Damages from natural disasters have cost China $7.5 billion so far this year. The Emergency Management Ministry said that floods accounted for nearly 90% of the losses. In June, the central and southern regions of China saw landslides and flash floods as the rainy season arrived earlier than usual. A total of about 23 million Chinese people have been affected by natural disasters this year, and at least 620,000 were displaced. These numbers don't even take into consideration this week's floods in and around Beijing. Now, these are not just natural disasters. They are a climate alarm, growing louder each year. And behind every statistic is a shattered home and a life that may never recover.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Skali radikali.
Japanese,
4兆ドル以上の
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.